If you force yourself too fast, too hard one way, your system will pull you back and sabotage you. You want
Yeah.
to honor the needs and show it. I hear you. I get it. Maybe it feels like too much. And so there's different ways that we meet those needs and listen to those things in ourselves and journey ourselves along that way.
I'm glad you brought up the self-trust because I believe that's what it's been for me. In terms of the financial stability, I have no previous experience of being completely just by myself. So in that sense, that's where I was having trouble trusting myself to produce the 100% of what I need or what I'm used to, is because I have no previous experience to
Got it. Yeah.
prove to myself that I can trust myself.
Right. Yeah. And that's where we build our competent confidence, is that you say, okay, I recognize, and this is like that relationship with yourself, which is, I recognize that you need me to journey with you with compassion. You know, different people go in different growth stages, right? You got to know yourself in that way. Some people could say, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm just going to do it. And some people that works well and it kind of motivates them and they can strive faster that way. Other people, it will throw them out of the boat.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for me, it sounds a little scary, but probably necessary just to shift myself into those bigger visions and missions.
And this is where you want to work the edge and make sure that you're not pushing yourself so far that you're out of the range of what you believe. And you've got to push enough, but not so far that you're not safe for yourself. And this leads me back to my quote, is that all change, even a change for the better, is accompanied by drawbacks and discomfort. That's why I love the example of when you're in this house and it's just you've outgrown it. It's too small. You know, you've got a vision of a new place that you need to be. You've been planning it, preparing, building, and all the work that goes into getting into that new house. And comes moving day and you move everything and start walking around your old house. You're like, oh, I can't. There's some discomfort around leaving the old house that you were so ready to move from, but it's uncomfortable. And the first few nights in the new house feel a little different. They're a little odd. You're a little uncomfortable until you get more settled in again. So all change, even a change for the better, are accompanied by drawbacks and discomforts.
Yes, and Christy, would there be any tools or resources you would recommend for the DIY healers out there, so to speak, right? Women
Yeah.
that are doing it by themselves, no help, and with that resistance coming in.
So two things. One, it's very important to build your self-sustaining abilities, and don't do it in place of using and connecting resources with others. So if you're building those DIY abilities to strengthen your ability while you're at the gym, you're doing it, you know what to do, you start doing it, great. If you're doing it so that you don't have to be vulnerable, or you're not strengthening the muscle of connection, support, resource, and community, then it's a hindrance and it's a backdoor pattern that's restricting you. You can build it all day long, but it's going to land you in the same place. So that's premise. After that, I can say one of the things that you want to do is you want to get to know what this is why I said this was recognizing resistance and what it's for, right? And so you want to understand. And so one of the ways to do that is to walk yourself into kind of in a way of like, what's my story? What's my character? What's the role? And what's the purpose? And you can unpack that so that you get to know it. And when you get to know it, you get to start to witness it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And when you start to witness it, you have way more objective. You have way more observation. You have way more, like, I call it the chuckle side, where you're just kind of like, huh. Okay, I get it. I get that story. I get why it was written. I get why I wrote it that way. I get what the character's doing. And man, so it can be a fun way to kind of unveil some of the things that you want to get to know about yourself, is really just think of yourself as you're looking at the script, you're looking at who wrote the script, you're looking at the idea behind the script, the character, the moral of the story, like what was it that they were going into, and what's that objective they're trying to take away.
Yes. I can relate to the chuckling. It's been happening in my life recently, more so in this journey of building a summit and doing these interviews and answering God's calling and fully stepping in it. There's been a lot of those chuckles. I feel like chuckle moments, like, oh, I know what this is. Like,
exactly.
Or, wow, God, like you never cease to amaze me how the things are tying in.
Yeah, those are those fun little moments. And then when we see ourselves in those fun little, what the heck kind of moments, I personally call humor is my best friend. I would not want to do life without it. And when people say, what has been your greatest ability? It's like to bring that in when needed. So
Yeah.
I actually took a course once called The Psychology of Humor and Laughter. There's a whole study on it, which is quite fascinating, and learned about humor intelligence and the value of it. And I was like, I'm going to develop that for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Even my son said to me the other day, he said, Mom, I think you're in hysteria or something. Because it was just like a moment of nothing working, right? Everything just going wrong.
Oh.
And I'm over here like just giggling at life, right? It's like, okay, what's the solution now?
Yeah.
I'm just laughing about it.
That's that leaning into the mess and saying, bring it on. If this is taking me where I'm going, let's do this. Like,
yes.
So good. Well, I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to really go into the value of what resistance creates in our life and the importance of remembering how it does build our resilience. It brings us out of life in a stronger fashion in a way that nothing else will.